Celtic Dragons in the peculiar position, having not won or lost a match in the opening 2 rounds of the Global Rugby Challenge. Today they get a chance against their first AI side in the Saracens, who will be buoyed after a good performance almost toppling the Guardians of the Crib back in round number 2. Hello everyone and welcome along to Cornflakes Group, your home of Rugby Challenge 3 and the subscriber series, the Global Rugby Challenge, where you guys take the field against the world's elite in this fantastic competition. Today, the Celtic Dragons are in action and they are up against the Saracens, a team which, like we spoke about, have shown some decent touches in recent weeks. The Celtic Dragons, though, let's talk about these guys first. Round 1, All Flakes, 14-14. Round 2, Cornflakers, 24-24. That's right, 2 games, 2 draws. This team is yet to lose. This team is yet to win. This is a crunch match which could turn the Dragons season around as they need to get on the winners' tables for the first time this season. It's a strong starting 15 as well. They have named, we'll go through them now with Jeff Peter Mukoko on the loose head side of the front row alongside Daniel Jenkins and A.O. Mokwa on the tight head side. Max Moriarty will start in the second row alongside George Withers with Adam Widdop-Jones at 6, Jordi De Rossi at 7, and of course the big man at the base of the scrum, Craig Anderson at number 8. Stand-up performer for the first 2 rounds, Thomas Shelby moves from fullback to scrum half, and he'll partner Steve Tekogs in the halves at fly half. Into midfield, it's last week's fly half, Connor O'Donnell starting at inside centre with Jeremiah De Rossi moving to 13. Junior Mocker will start on the left wing with Bogdanola on the right, and Tommy Ganza lining up at 15 for the Celtic Dragons. Up against them will be the Saracens, one of the best performing sides of history in English rugby, and they have a bit to prove here tonight as well. Last time we saw them was a good performance from them as well. 17-14 they went down to the Guardians of the Crib, a 3-point difference, and they could have done one of the unthinkables and knocked over a subscriber side as early as in round 2. It's a very strong side for the Saracens as well. You look at these names, plenty of talent. Marco Vunipola, George and Kosh in the front row, Atolja and Cruz in the middle, and then Ray Rhodes and Bully Vunipola at number 8. Very good pack that is going to test what these Dragons have got. Wigglesworth and Farrell will line up in the halves with Barrett, Taylor in midfield, Maitland on the left wing, the impressive Earl on the right, and Good at fullback for the Saracens, looking to take more points away from the subscriber sides. We are all set to go. It is the Celtic Dragons playing in the green and white you see there, and it is the Saracens in their away strip. They are on the road in the white. As the hush goes around the crowd as we get ready to get this one underway, it's Steve Tekogs with the ball in hand, and we are good to go. Referee blows, and underway to the right-hand side go the Dragons and Mukoko. With a great early start there for the loose head prop, getting the ball over the top of the jumpers. Now more chance here for Mokwa. Mokwa storming through goes Mokwa. Great run there. The 2 props having a joyous start to this game. Pick and go off the back as a troublesome run from the Middle. That's turned over. Middle-Jones almost did the fantastic finish at the end. Here's Tommy Ganza. Ganza beats one. Looking for the second. Oh, he's thrown it in touch. And the Dragons starting off with a hiss and a roar here against the Saracens. Should have been Middle-Jones. Should have been Ganza, but they both took a little bit too far. Here's George to the back, and Rhodes drags it in, and we see the Saracens attack for the first time as it is out to Sean Maitland on the left-hand side, and he's taken down to short the 10-man line, and a pick and go from Wigglesworth, and he goes nowhere but sideways. Farrell does the same, and he's caught looking for support out wide. And the Dragons' defence is fast, and it is hurried up on the Saracens' attack. They look to go through the back line. Again, it's Rhodes, and he's got no way through there either. Setting it up for Wigglesworth, and he's met heavy traffic. This is appalling from the Saracens early on. Now they go back to Billy Vunipola, and it's allowed to kick by Brad Barrett. Goes down as far as Ganza, who will run it back with O'Donnell. He changes directions. Jordi De Rossi, the big flanker, looking for a link-up play. Found Withers, but he didn't link up enough with him, and the Saracens turn it back over. A little bit of excitement there from Jordi De Rossi, the captain. Now a big tackle coming in. Rose has been smashed for the third time in as many carries. Now it's away from Cruz as they look to the back line. A big run here from Buddy Potter. And he goes over the 10-metre line. Saracens with a chance to attack. More opportunities out wide. Oh, it's about 5-on-1 here. They've got to work hard defensively. Earl gets it back inside, and Natolje takes it down, and Natolje will get penalised. Great work from the Dragons, who after a fiery start have been brought back with a tireless effort from the Saracens to drag it back into their own side of the half. Steve Tucox kicks for touch. He finds it just over halfway. Dragons will be wanting a better response here. Chances to score that they have left on the paddock. Here's the throw into the front nicely, and Jenkins has hit his man. Here's Tucox, willing for running, but he has been cut in half. Massive tackle on Tucox. Another pick and go. This time they use the back line. It's Anderson, the big number 8. Great run there from Craig Anderson. More ball here for the Dragons. Shelby with support out wide. Jeremiah De Rossi going for the corner. Wants to beat De Rossi. Extract down and support quickly. Right there were plenty of Dragons players, but not quick enough. The Saracens will turn it over, and they look quickly wide. In front of the sticks they go. And out to Nathan Earl, who plunders it into touch. What a start to this game, neither side giving an inch. The Dragons started off with a hiss of the roar like they spoke about. Then the Saracens fought back. And now it is the time of the Dragons again. It's Shelby. Oh, Shelby! Straight through the line out. Shelby to the corner. Shelby will score. Oh, wow. What a special try from a special player. Thomas Shelby has stood it down, and the Dragons take the lead. That was class, pure class from Thomas Shelby. Look at him slice through. Then he splits winger and fullback, puts out the fan, but Alex Good couldn't get a touch on him. Swats away the Saracens fullback, and this was classy. This was perfection from Thomas Shelby. He's been outstanding at fullback for the Dragons, but maybe, just maybe, they've missed something out by not having him in the back line. Connor O'Donnell will have the job off the tee, and it's an important one as well for the Dragons. They cannot leave anything out there. The last thing they want now is a draw or a loss. That'll really put a spike in their season. Here is O'Donnell, left side, and it is another great kick from the inside centre this week. He's been in good touch, and the Dragons lead the Saracens 7-0. The scoreline doesn't say it much, but this game has been action-packed by these two sides. As back underway we go, and it's down to the Dragons deep down there. It's just pulled in from Minnip Jones, who's done enough there. And at the base, kicking away is the impressive Shelby. And the chase from Mukoko, and Anderson is right there as well. Plenty of big boys there for the Dragons. Anderson having played scrum half, but Anderson will wrap up Wrigglesworth, and he drives him backwards. Anderson with a great little play, just not quite enough to get the ball back on the Dragons side, chasing wide. Now the Saracens get the ball moving. Lockwood a good tackle as they find it out to Earl. De Rossi's chasing hard, and De Rossi picks up Earl and deposits him on the chalk. Midfield has been rather ineffective so far tonight for the Saracens. We've seen Taylor and Barrett have a bit of a ball field with the Guardians game. And Shelby's gone through again. He is unstoppable at the moment. White jerseys are there. Green runs back it up. And it's back there now with the Dragons away to De Rossi. Pops it short. Minnip Jones, the big back rower, going alone. Takes the hit nicely. Sets it up right from the six. Oh, here's a little run. Makwa! This could be a great try to finish in. That is a half. That is a second. And they are Mokwa scores a barnstorming, bulldozing, blockbuster try for the Celtic Dragons. Minute Jones did brilliantly there. He took the ball up, he took the short pass and he bulldozed in. Then it was the work of the tight head prop, Mokwa, to charge his way over. And a fantastic try it is for the Dragons as well. We've seen a great performance in this first half. Mukoko, Jenkins and Mokwa have been outstanding, but the power of the big man to carry over a defender and still have the presence to put the ball down on the line, that is a great try and deserved lead now for the Dragons going into the second spell. Final say will go here to O'Donnell. Much easier to kick than his first. We've gone a bit over time, but the players won't mind that with the lead that the Dragons have accumulated. 14-0 the scoreline. The Saracens haven't offered much in the way of points, but on the way of entertainment, this one has been top-notch. The Dragons lead 14-0. The Saracens have a lot of work to do. And you can tell straight away, looking at that table, there is plenty going the way of the Dragons in that first half, and you've got to ask why and how that scoreline is not much higher on the side of the Dragons. 78% of possession, 78% of territory. They've had all the play on their side. Line break 6-3. Good work from the Saracens to get 3 from just 20% of the ball. And amazingly, with those stats as they are, the tackle count is dead even. Amazing work by these two sides, but it is the Dragons who are finishing off the better of the two. 14-0 they lead in the break, and they'll be wanting to pile on the misery and get themselves back into Season 3 contention. And it's a lot of work needed done by the boys in white. That is the Saracens, who need to score twice just to get back on level pegging, since it's away with Alex Good, who gets us back underway with a deep high kick. Very good one as well. Minute Jones has to stretch for it now. Mukoko finding Moriarty as they swing it wide, and they struggle to keep up to the Saracens. It's out wide, and a good chip over the top from Junior Mokwa, looking to repeat what the brother did just earlier. Minute Jones! Oh, he deserves it! He's been fantastic! And a Minute Jones scores, and that is one of the most deserved tries we've seen in the series so far. Great break down the left from Junior Mokwa, and then he linked up. He chipped it first, he regathered. That was the key. Then with defenders all around, he pops it back to Tekogs, who quickly offloads to Adam Minute Jones, who only knows one way, and that is straight, and straight to the try line he goes. Defence was switching. You see it all going out to the right. That is where Minute Jones got them. He straightened bang, and two players ran past him, going wide. He manipulated that beautifully, and that is one well-worked try for a man who could have had easily 2 or 3 already. Adam Minute Jones, sensational start to the second half, and you've got to say already, that goes a long way towards putting a coffin down for the Saracens at the moment. They look dead and buried. Connor O'Donnell, another easy one for the inside centre, who puts more points on the board. And the Celtic Dragons cantering away now, 21-0. They lead, and just think, a minute before half-time, it was only 7-0, 45 gone now, and we have a good lead for the home team. Back to halfway for Good. Not something he'll be wanting to do too much more in this game, as Jeremiah De Rossi takes on the first defender he finds, and they have a bit of a tussle on the floor. But it's back for great one for Shelby. Out wide to Junior Mokwa. Oh, there's plenty of green jerseys lining up out here. It's Daniel Jenkins, a hooker. Has he on the wheels? I doubt it. Taylor's giving chase. Taylor or not? Jenkins! Hello! That is a great try from the hooker. Duncan Taylor is express, but he's got nothing on Daniel Jenkins, who just canted down the sideline to score another front row try. I thought Taylor would have had him all day long. He was slow to start. He had the head start. Look at the gap. It's closing. It's closing. But Jenkins, the wherewithal to know to stay right on that sideline, to stay as far away as possible from Taylor's chase. And he did exactly that, as the outside centre from the Saracens had too much ground to cover and just enough pace in the wheels of Daniel Jenkins. And the fourth try comes in for the Dragons. And this is a much-needed performance from the home team. 26-0, 50 gone. How many points have the Saracens butchered tonight? At least 2-3 tries. Here's Connor O'Donnell adds 2 more, 28-0. This one's done. And I've seen a couple of commanding performances now. The All Flakes put in a big one in their opening match versus the Lions, their opening AI match, I should say, versus the Lions. They put them away 45-0. We are going much the same way here against the Saracens, who already sit at the foot of the table. Here is De Rossi, and it's a run this time from Jordi De Rossi, not Jeremiah. Here is Anderson. Nice ball to Mukoko. And the tackle passes to Mokwa. And the big boy is rumbling up the middle of the park once more. Plenty of support there in the green. That's away Mukoko to Anderson. Offload slicing to Bogdanola. We haven't seen Honor all day. Bogdanola's far too quick. Sean Maitland has given a good chase. But Bogdanola, welcome back to the subscriber series. A try-scoring machine in Season 2, Bogdanola. He has been stifled for chances in Season 3 until now. And it is the right wing for the Celtic Dragons that benefits. Up against Maitland, he beat him on the outside and had plenty of pace. Toe-to-toe, those two guys went. But it was the head start that was just enough for Ola as he just kept it away from Sean Maitland. Great try assist from Anderson as well. He has been very good in keeping this ball alive for the Dragons. Bad to worse for the Saracens, who have had little to no ball in the second half. And it's a bit sad that you describe 20% as more than that they had in the first. Absolutely shut out of this game. That opening stanza probably between the 10th to the 20th or so minutes. The Saracens had chances to score when it was 0-0 and they didn't take them. That was the last of the match for them. They took those chances. It could have been much, much different, but today it's not going to be their day. 35-0. My word, a hammering here by the Dragons, who are unleashing all that frustration. Here's O'Donnell. Offloads. No, it's stolen. The Saracens get the ball. It looks like it might be stolen straight back. No, good work. The Saracens hold on to it. Wigglesworth goes inside and a good little run here. Excellent work for Rhodes. Men outside him couldn't find them. And that could cost them as the Dragons look to pile on the numbers. And slowly but surely it comes back. And it's here for Vincent Cox, and he goes wide to Farrell, who's out there. He puts it back inside and running at the line is Cruz. Back there and they pick and go once more. No way through there on the short side. Trying to link up with the support on the wing, but it's nowhere there. Vunipola away to Kosh once more, and he is isolated. And somehow Jordi De Rossi doesn't get his hands on the ball. Here's the run. Oh, that's advantage to the Dragons. And away will go the Saracens. Could have scored, but it'll be pulled back. Forward pass. Jamie George. And, well, who did the full pass there? Errol was involved, but didn't really look like it was forward from Ronson. Oh, great scrum from the Saracens, though. Big shove, and they've got a very good front row. Oh, but the Dragons not to be outdone. Fire one straight back. Anderson, bit of a run there from the number 8, and he charges away. Good tackle from Rye. Oh, he's got straight back, though. And away it goes to Rhodes, who has been devastating. And Minnip Jones running, trying to get away from traffic, gives it to De Rossi. And now it's here for Tekogs, who thunders this down over the head of Good on the bounce. It sits up for him and he turns, looks to accelerate. His pretty green jersey's coming up. Oh, it's a forward pass and a knock on. It's a comedy of errors from the Saracens, who just when they look like they want to get back in the game, they throw it all away again. Well, this is a far cry to what we saw from them last round. Where they really were competitive, if not the better side against the Guardians of the Crib. Tonight, they have been far from their best. It looks like there's nothing left in the tank for the visiting team. Shelby is waiting. But he'll let Anderson, who runs it again. Oh, just Craig Anderson. Offloads to Shelby. Minnip Jones, wide from Tekogs. Numbers here. O'Donnell, still got support. Back to Ola. Bogdanola will score a double. 40 points up, and the Dragons are dispelling any chance that they will be also runs this season. Bogdanoli gets a double, and the Dragons are alive. Great run off the base of the scrum there from Craig Anderson, then through the hand. Shelby has been absolutely brilliant. And I think Dragons are going to be any contenders. Shelby's got to play a lot of minutes. Through the midfield, through the hands of Millip Jones, out to Tekogs. O'Donnell did brilliantly, and the chase from Wigglesworth not quite enough to cut off the right wing Bogdanola, who has been, like we spoke of last try, absolutely sensational. Quiet start to a season, but he has erupted late on now as the game is all but done. And O'Donnell will have the chance for the final say. The referee may let this start again, he will. The clock has still got time remaining, so he will get a restart. The Dragons, so they'll just want to hammer this straight to touch if possible. And a dominant display from the Celtic Dragons has put the Saracens completely to bed. Well, the woes firmly must be on the shoulders of the Guardians of the Cribbers. Here's Steve Tekogs, running alone. Tekogs looking to his left. O'Donnell's there. O'Donnell breaks one. O'Donnell and Jenkins. Here we go again. It's Jenkins all alone. Great tackle this time. He doesn't have the head start he wanted. One more maybe for the Dragons. Here is Anderson running alone. Oh, and losing the ball as well. Not great there from the number 8 as away. Goes his opposite number, Billy Buller, who shrinks and he drives and he looks to get away from the defenders. There's numbers here for the Dragons. They don't choose to compete for the ball, and they give it to Wigglesworth. Nicely away to Koch, who's all alone out here on the right-hand side. Tries to step his way past Ganter at the back, but Ganter is more than likely up to that. Moriarty takes it on halfway. Shelby, big pass from Shelby, away to Withers. Withers throws it out the back desperately to Jeremiah De Rossi, who gives it to no one in particular. Shelby gets it back, O'Donnell's got it. Now Jenkins, who's not afraid of a run. He's got it nicely back to De Rossi again. De Rossi looking for support out wide, he doesn't find it. And he finds Vincent Cox once more, who's been heavily involved in the action for the Saracens. Here is Wigglesworth trying to get away from Anderson. No chance at all! Anderson is met with heavy defence. Good resistance there from Duncan Taylor. And we still go on. 90 minutes up now. Jenkins. Away to Mokwa. He's got one try. He finds Moriarty, the big boys, out in midfield. Great passing here to Jenkins, who has been just phenomenal. More ball coming here for the Dragons. And it's knocked on. Mistake from De Rossi, and that will signal the end of it. Or will we go on? We will go on. We do go on. Now the Saracens want to play. They've got advantage on their side as we tick 94 minutes. Go from Cruz, and the referee calls it back for the knock-on. No advantage gained by the Saracens, and that will be it. Full time has gone. And the result has been beyond doubt for a while, but the Dragons have firmly put their mark on round 3 of the Global Rugby Challenge. A great display from a lot of standout performers. That man on the left, Will Guinea-esque, and how he controls these matches. Thomas Shelby has been a real star for this Dragons side. 42-0. An absolute thumping of the bottom place Saracens side. Jenkins scoring an absolute scorcher. Daniel Jenkins was immense. Mokwa, Millip Jones, Shelby, and 2 for Bogdanola. O'Donnell was on form with the boot off the tee, 6 out of 6 to give him a nice little points haul as well. At 42-0, what could have been for the Saracens in that opening half of the first half, this game could have been a lot different. Well, the stats, I'm surprised that they've given the Saracens a bit more ball, because it seemed as if they had less in that second half. 71-29, that is not enough to get you in a rugby game. Unfortunately, though, they didn't score any points either. 12 line breaks to 6 shows that they had enough chances. They should have scored a couple, but they just finished nothing at all. And like we spoke about, that opening stanza where they dominated the game, they should have put some points on the board, but failed to do so. And from that, 0-0, the Dragons took over. And they've thumped them as well, 42-0, a big win, a massive win. And they take 5 points onto the table. Let's take a look at that and see what's in store for the final match of round 3. Well, the landscape of the competition has changed somewhat since the last time we had a look at this table. Montpellier has won their round 3 fixture as well, so they sit on top of the table. 2 bonus points as well, sees them on 14. 2 bonus points from 3 games. They are looking very, very good. The Crusaders sit right behind them. 3 wins also, but no bonus points, sees them just down on 12. The Flakers, who have not lost but have won 2 and a draw, sit on 11, 1 point further back. And then, now, the Celtic Dragons. Great performance from them. Finally, they get their points differential off 0. They have a bonus point as well. They go straight up to 9 points. So, a big change there. The Dragons were a bit lowly, and they have come storming up the leaderboard in these early stages with their first win of the season. The All Flakes 1-1-1. They sit just a 1 point further adrift on 8 points. And then the Guardians of the Crib, who are still yet to play, 1 game left in the round. You can tell already it's against the Exeter Chiefs. They are on 4, but they could go to 8 or 9, depending on how this next result goes. I mean, they could be sitting 2 wins, 1 loss from their opening 3 games, which isn't too bad of a position to be in. But the other sides are doing pretty well. You see the Saracens at the bottom, the Lions, the 2 AI sides we've seen have been pretty abysmal, and there's a reason why they are at the bottom of the table. Hopefully, when we get to the other sides like Leinster, Crusaders, Montpellier, Chiefs maybe as well, Castres at that point, we might see a little bit more resistance from the AI sides, and that will be next episode when we can see right here the Guardians are up against the Exeter Chiefs. Into round 4, the Flakers will be up against the Lions. That'll be a thrashing. The All Flakes play the Saracens. I'm afraid of what that's going to be. The Chiefs will find out next episode whether they will match up against the Dragons. And then Castres, first time we'll see the French club up against the Guardians of the Crib. You see them Montpellier, they beat Castres 29-22 in the penultimate game of round 3. So, interesting table at the moment when you've got Castres, who are sitting in 8th, have just managed to only lose by 7 to the league leaders Montpellier, who are creaming it at the moment. So it's an interesting place to be. We're poised nicely after almost 3 full rounds of the competition. But for today, that is my time done and dusted. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you did notice a little bit of a new intro to the videos, you can thank Copyright on YouTube for that. So we had a bit of a change round to the introduction. I hope you all like the new one. But that's about all that's changed. So we'll see you next episode. Guardians versus the Chiefs. Until then, thanks for tuning in and watching, and I'll see you all next time. Until then, take care.